I've been going to Prince Edward Island since I was a little girl on our family vacations because both of my parents grew up on the island. And then my husband and I started going regularly most summers. Then we sort of hatched a plan that we wanted to buy a place. And we did see this place first actually 2 years ago. A couple of the things that really appealed to us were the architectural character inside, the beamed ceilings and wood floors were all fantastic. And then we also really loved the whale weather vane at the top. It's funny, for such a small space, it's really amazing that it has an actual mudroom entryway. I think it's really important on the East Coast to have one of those because there can be some crazy weather. In the entryway, I painted the walls a really dark marine blue color, so that was kind of a bold color choice for there. We kept it really simple with just hooks, a nice big mirror, and a table to drop your keys. We've got the living area with the dining table, which also works as a card table and games playing table, of course. And then the kitchen is open to that area as well. So just coated it all in white paint to start and went from there. We kind of lucked out with the kitchen. The cabinets are nothing special, but they were in great working order, so that's fine. Coats of white paint really brought them up to date, and some new hardware. I really love the old enamel sink that was there. It has that nice sort of old farmhouse feel, and the great old wall-mounted faucet was great. And I added, just for a little bit of style, the penny round backsplash in white ceramics, and decided to just stop part way and level with the top of the fridge and adding the little open shelf. One of the things that I think sets the tone the most is the wall of the artwork that we have. And it was actually one of the first things we did. Once we painted, we hung the artwork before we actually even finished renovating the place. And that was artwork that we had actually been collecting over the years in the thought that someday we might have a place on the island. And it really sets the tone for the whole space. Seating was a challenge, obviously, in this tiny space. So we really lucked out when we found the little daybed sofa. That piece is kind of made for the space. It functions as a sofa, but it also pulls out to be a double bed. So you always want extra sleeping space in a cottage. The tub chairs that we have in that space are very clean lined, and even though they're white, they are upholstered in outdoor fabric, so they have that durability to them. And then I love director's chairs because they're a very comfortable chair design, but they also are just sort of visually light. Originally in the cottage, the sink was in the tiny enclosure where the tub and toilet are, and so we just had the idea to pull the sink out and install a new one, but the only spot for it was in front of the window. Normally you would want to have a mirror right by the sink, but we just compensated by installing the extendable mirrors, and they're at 2 different heights so they can accommodate people of different height. My husband's much taller than I am, and it's actually very nice to have a source of light coming directly into your face. The staircase is kind of narrow, but again, we gave it some fresh paint, and I wanted to add a bit of a handrail there as well, and I love a rope handrail. So for this one, I chose a white rope, so it would be nice and bright. The landing at the top of the stairs we kind of refer to as the snug, because it is a snug little spot. And of course it works for having guests over because it is a double bed, and again, that was there, so it was nice to incorporate pieces that were original to the space. Also, a lovely breeze comes in there, and you can actually watch the sunset through the window. It's just a nice quiet spot. The chandelier in the bedroom is one of those pieces we had sort of been holding on to for a couple of years, waiting for its perfect coastal home, and we found it as is. I didn't actually glue any of the shells myself. We did buy a number of pieces on the island, mostly secondhand. So we have the headboard and the piece with 2 drawers in it that we use as a luggage stand are both from the island, and they're from an old hotel that closed. And the little armchair that's in the bedroom was actually a secondhand find in Ontario that we kind of had redone and brought down with us. Then the other armchair, the wooden armchair that's in there, is a finer antique piece that we brought with us as well. We just definitely wanted some sense of fun. Painting the headboard a bright sunny yellow was a real, sort of bit of zing in the space, which he loved. And then I just kind of used that as a jumping off point to really mix kind of navy blue and white and yellow. It's kind of a nice bit of a preppy meets coastal vibe. We got keys last year and we actually did all the painting and all the decorating in a really mad rush. So we probably got it done in about 3 weeks. And we did that partly because we knew we didn't want to always be doing work. We wanted to be able to enjoy it. And so this year we actually did not a single project at all. So we just have been taking the time to enjoy the space.